Hello everyone and welcome to our 6th series round of the 2013 MOPAR Canadian National Road Racing Championships from Le Circuit Mont-Tremblant, north of Montreal, Quebec. This is Frank Wood, your series announcer, reporting from Le Circuit in the Laurentians. In this episode, we will cover the 9th National Road Race in the Honda CBR 250R series on Saturday, August the 24th. With 2 championships left to run in the 10-round Honda National Tour, Tommy Kazaz has already clinched his first national championship title. This national championship event is presented by Honda Canada and by MOPAR. Starting from 8th position from Ottawa, Ontario, mounted on the 77 machine. He was a podium finisher at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. We anticipate a big charge from the number 77 machine of Samuel Dutrasac. Move up to the second row is number 18, Matt Chandler out of Barrie, Ontario, starts from P7. David Walker from Oakville, Ontario, on the number 4 machine, starts in the middle of the second row alongside number 211, Jordan Bauer. The front row features number 210, Jacob Shawy-O'Leary on the Pro Cycle O'Leary Brothers Racing sponsored Honda. Dylan Bauer on the number 40 machine on the Racer 5 Speedworks entry. TNEMC and JDCMI sponsored Cameron Walker, number 112, and on the pole, the national champion, number 46, Thomas Kazaz. The motors are now bouncing off the rev limiters. They launch. Oh, and a beautiful start. A beautiful start by number 40, Bauer. He takes the outside line and leads the pack into turn 1, but right on the inside of him goes Tommy Kazaz. Number 46, the national champion, has taken the lead before they even get through the chicane. Here he goes. He had a qualifying time far and above those in chase. Fast man out there, number 46, Tommy Kazaz. Right now they're making their way in through turns 3. They go 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all right-hand turns, banked over to the right-hand side, their knees hanging out, and then suddenly, as they reach the bottom of the valley, they get shunted into a left-hand, long, sweeping corner that'll take them on their first straightaway run down towards the hairpin. They're working the valley right now. You'll hear those Honda motors just reverberating off the trees here in the beautiful Laurentian mountains of Quebec. So good to be here once more, so scenic and such a great world-class racetrack. We'll pick up on our racers from the Pirelli control tower as they come back on that back straightaway and make their way up towards the bridge, that challenging left-hander in the bridge where they set up for that corner long before they're into it. Totally blind coming through that left-hander that brings them once more within sight of the main gallery here at Circuit Mont-Tremblant and indeed the Pirelli control tower. Kazaz, who has been beaten only twice this year thus far, but we've got a race up front. Kazaz is not running away with this thing, not by a long shot. We have 2 riders side by side now coming into that right-hand turn as they approach the bridge, and a pack of riders right behind them ready to snatch positions as they can. Blind to us now, right now they're coming up the hill towards the bridge. The left knee goes out, they bank over into this blind corner. The spectators there at the bridge getting an excellent view of these riders, and if by chance they have a clear shield, you get to see the big eye territory. Bauer continues to lead. Bauer on the number 40 machine leads over Tommy Kazaz. Kazaz now, they're coming up in the Dameron. Kazaz makes the move before the corner, dives to the inside, takes the racing line away, and leads the race on this lap, number 1 of 8. Tommy Kazaz on the number 46 machine. Dylan Bauer on the number 40. Number 112, and there's Dutrasac. Dutrasac has already worked his way up into 4th spot. Cameron Walker now running in 3rd on the number 112 machine, but Dutrasac, starting way back at the back of the grid, has already worked his way up into 4th spot. He is on the move, and this man is hungry for a race win. He's got his work cut out for him with the likes of Tommy Kazaz running up front now. Dylan Bauer will try to stay in his draft and stay with him throughout this contest. Could this be finally an upset? Kazaz, with the exception of the Japanese invader who took 2 victories at Autodrome Saint-Eustache, Okuda his name was, took 2 victories at Autodrome Saint-Eustache, but other than that, this year has been all Tommy. Tommy Kazaz winning every race except those 2, and we only have 2 more races left in the year, and he has every intention of adding those to his repertoire. Once more, we look towards the end of the back straightaway as they climb their way out of the valley in 2 steps. When they brink that hill there, coming towards the Pirelli control tower, that hill, actually, we heard an interesting story about that. It used to be about 12 feet higher than it is, and cars, particularly high-speed cars, would actually launch themselves into the air coming off that portion of the race course. So after a few incidents, they decided that perhaps they should take the hill out of it. So they, out of it. Oh, Kazaz is running away with this. Tommy Kazaz now coming up towards the bridge. I'm going to give him 15 to 20 bike lengths from our viewing point here. Still the pack remaining close in contention and competition in behind him, but the race out front seems to be a clear field division for the Peterborough Speedster on the Peterborough Cycle Salvage TrackDayHub.com sponsored Honda CBR 250R. Just look at him now as he approaches Namuro, and he has taken total control of this race. Dutrzak now into third spot. Bauer holds on to second spot. Dutrzak on the number 77 machine. Look how they tuck down as neatly as they can with their knees tight to the gas tank, their heads distinctly below the plexiglass fairings, making themselves as aerodynamic as possible, slipping through the thin air of the mountains of the Laurentide. Bauer running in second spot on the number 40 machine. Dutrzak and Cameron Walker. Walker now pulls up alongside Dutrzak. He takes the inside line going into one. Walker has taken position. Walker has taken it over Dutrzak on the 77 machine. That personal duel will continue, no doubt, for the next 6 laps of this national championship contest. Third in the point standings coming into this final round, number 18, Matt Chandler, who's had a very consistent season running at his own pace and keeping that motorcycle upright through each and every national round contested. Race for third really heating up now. Tommy Kazaz on the number 46 machine. As we mentioned on that first lap, we were beginning to wonder whether the air had gone out of that balloon, but that is not the case at all. Tommy Kazaz still very much the top rider in our Honda CBR 250R Challenge for 2013. And we saw that after the second lap. First lap around, Dylan Bauer enjoyed the lead after they came up through the bridge. But Tommy Kazaz putting a beautiful pass on him on the entry to Namuro turn number 14. And put him into the lead, in which case right now he's off for a Saturday afternoon ride all by himself. But look at the contest for second spot. 3 riders abreast coming now down in towards the bridge, down into the bottom of the valley, and 2 more riders duking out those final 2 positions. Matt Chandler holding on to the best seat in the house at the back of the pack right now, but Jacob Shawy-O'Leary is one of the riders involved in that personal duel there, and the 3-rider duel between Bauer, Dutrzak, and Cameron continues to boil now as those 3 riders peel out from the bridge and they ride as one. Look at them tucked up like cars in a train as they make their way up towards Namuro. It looks like we have a move there. Dutrzak having moved into third spot in behind Bauer. And I believe that is Walker now. Walker is the man on the move trying to catch up. Cameron, Dutrzak, and Bauer, Cameron Walker rather, Dutrzak and Bauer. And then the great contest has been ongoing between Jordan Bauer on the 211 machine and Jacob Shawy-O'Leary on the 210 machine. Those 2 boys duking it out as though they had close together numbers, 210 and 211, and those 2 riders riding as close as you can speak. Now they're down in the valley once more. When they dive down into that valley, as we mentioned, they've got 4 right-hand high-speed turns downhill. And then when they finally get down to the flat area of the race course, corner number 5 is a long sweeping left-hander that the riders will be in top gear at the bottom of the valley and just tapped right out as they make their run down that short straightaway and make their way down into the hairpin, which will bring them onto the long straightaway where we'll get one more glimpse at them. Riders next time past the Pirelli control tower will be getting the halfway mark, so they're working lap number 4 right now. Lap number 4 of 8. And Tommy Kazaz is the first rider that comes in sight, and he is all by himself, way out front, not pushing himself at all, of course, just maintaining a steady pace and wanting to bring it home. But still the battle for second continues. The 3 riders, oh my goodness gracious. Can you imagine being a parent of one of those riders watching this mayhem out there? 3 riders that are glued together as one. Now the battle between Walker and O'Leary looks like he's starting to evaporate just a tad. We'll pick up on that. Jordan Bauer on the 211 machine and Jacob Shawy-O'Leary on the 210 machine. Those two riders having a personal duel, and still the battle for second continues. There's only 3 spots on the podium, and we have 4 riders that have every intention of being right there. Kazaz goes by the Pirelli control tower as he starts lap number 5. Here now, Bauer on the 40 machine, Walker on the 112, and Dutrzak on the 77 machine. And were I to make a choice on it, it would be a tough one indeed, as the second of the Bauer boys goes by, number 211, Jordan Bauer, enjoying just a very slight lead over 4th fastest qualifier, number 210, Jacob Shawy-O'Leary. Next around and through corner number 15 is the number 18 machine of Matthew Chandler. This is the penultimate round of the Honda CBR 250R Challenge for 2013. They'll run again here tomorrow at Le Circuit Mont-Tremblant, but this is the only race you're going to see on CSBK TV, so be sure to tune this one in. There's lots of comments being made here, and I know there's race action happening on this race course that we simply can't see. So we're going to rely on our TV coverage to bring it all to you later on this evening. CSBK.ca is where you want to see it. And right now what we see coming off the back straightaway is Tommy Kazaz and a whole bunch of asphalt behind him with no riders on it. Kazaz totally in control of this contest on the TrackDayHub.com and Peterborough Cycle Salvage sponsored CBR 250R. We're still waiting for that battle from second spot, and here they come now. Glued together as always, the battle for second and indeed the battle for third between Bauer, I should say, and Jacob Shawy-O'Leary. Race leader number 46, Tommy Kazaz, now up into Namaro, turn number 14. He peels it off to the right-hand side and down the hill, getting a big push from gravity, and then into the high-speed left-hander that brings him onto the front straightaway, and the battle for second still continues now. It looks like Dutrzak and Bauer are battling it out now, and Walker slightly off the pace, maybe a bike and a half length back, maybe. A wide line by Bauer, he leaves the door wide open, and it looked like Dutrzak, he did. Dutrzak scooping in there and made up a bit of time. Now Dutrzak moves to the left. He moves right alongside him. They're side by side now. 3 riders diving into turn 3. They peel off. There's no room. Oh, beautiful move there. Dutrzak moving himself rather from 4th into 2nd spot in the space of 2 more corners. Down the hill they go once more. Right-hander, 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 left. That's what they have to offer before they get into the flatland in the floodplain down here in the valley at Circuit Le Circuit Mont-Tremblant, I should say. Wow, only 8 motorcycles on the racetrack and still an absolutely thrilling national championship final. And look at the drive and determination now of Matt Chandler. There is Chandler all by himself at his personal pace, and yet he's not giving up. Never say die. Chandler, 3rd in the national point standings coming into this weekend. A valid, great season for a very consistent and very likable young man out of Barrie, Ontario, number 18, Matty Chandler. Now we'll pick up on our race leader once more onto the back straightaway. It is Tommy Kazaz, totally in control of this. I've not seen any moments for Kazaz. In fact, I don't remember seeing very many moments for that young man throughout the season, including the time that we had Akuda, the Japanese rider, over at Autodrome Saint Eustache, where Tommy Kazaz was handed his pride on a plate as the Japanese rider totally dominated. And still with all, Tommy Kazaz did not push himself to the point of any bobbles or any serious mistakes. And right now, he's in the waning stages now, winding this one down. This 8-lap national championship finals, getting into the final few laps now as Tommy Kazaz brings it off Namaro all by himself. He and Matt Chandler are having similar rides. Tommy up front and Matt doing shotgun out back. And meanwhile, between the two of them, oh, look at this now. Dutrzak over the last lap now has really made his presence felt. Number 77 starting way at the back of the grid. Probably the hungriest rider on the racetrack after a podium finish at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and right now he leads a 3-way battle, a 3-bike battle for second spot. The battle between O'Leary and Walker. Bauer on the number 40 machine, sitting back in 4th spot right now. Cameron Walker is in 3rd, and Samuel Dutrasac holding on to 2nd place. Dutrasac, who unfortunately had a mishap during qualifying, so had no qualifying time, but fast qualifier was Tommy Kazaz, posting a 2 minute and 8 second lap. Now the closest one to him was Cameron Walker, who was 2 minutes and 12 seconds. That's 4 seconds a lap, and if you do the math on that one over 8 laps, you can see why Tommy Kazaz has such a lead that he enjoys right now. CSBK officials are preparing the last lap flag. Next time by, Tommy Kazaz will see it. 1 more lap to go. 2 more for Matt Chandler. Now we picked up on Kazaz coming off that back straightaway once more. Way over to Ryder's left, of course, as he sets up for that right-hander that'll bring him gradually up the hill. And a big toe up the hill as they fight gravity coming up towards that bridge and tuck over to their left hand. High speed, wide open on a Honda CBR 250R. The battle for second now coming up onto the back straightaway, and it's starting to, looks like Dutrasac's getting some serious distance. Oh no, he isn't. He's got a rider right with him that was so close I recognized him as one. Dutrasac, and I think it's either Bauer, obviously, or Cameron Walker. We'll see which of those 2 riders is glued to Dutrasac, but we're going to give Dutrasac 2nd spot when last we saw him. Here comes Tommy Kazaz. The last lap flag is being readied. 1 more go round for the national champion. And I don't think he's smiling just yet, but you can wager that perhaps Tommy Kazaz has a bit of a smirk on his face right now as he has total control of this race, and the battle for second continues to boil. I thought it was starting to evaporate just a bit, but it's getting hotter and hotter out there down through turn 14. Now on to 15 as the last lap flag is being readied. Walker, Dutrasac, and Bauer. Walker on the 112 machine, Dutrasac number 77, and Bauer on the number 40 machine. Bauer moving right in on the back wheel now of Walker. And meanwhile, Jordan Bauer on the 211 machine. Dylan Bauer's on the 40 bike, but Jordan Bauer on the number 211 seems to have settled that battle that he's had with Jacob Shawy-O'Leary on the number 210 machine, as O'Leary now probably 2 to 3 bike lengths behind. We'll see whether O'Leary can make up the distance over this next lap and make it a real contest for what will essentially be a 5th spot. Started out very foggy this morning here at Le Circuit Mont-Tremblant. The fog such that we couldn't see probably 50 yards, but it burned off very quickly, and it has turned into a very warm day, albeit with a bit of a breeze. We look to the back straightaway. This breeze will not affect the riders whatsoever on this course, as Tommy Kazaz, number 46, Peterborough Cycle Salvage and TrackDayHub.com rider, doing his sponsors proud on this one. He'll talk well of them, no doubt, later on today on the official podium just around 5 o'clock this afternoon. 2 podiums at the end of this day, by the way, the Magneti Marelli Amateur Superbike National Championship, and of course this, the Honda CBR 250R Challenge, the penultimate race of the year. And this year's champion, we gave him his number 1 plate at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, but he might just be like his hero, Valentino Rossi, who wears the number 46 and refused to wear the number 1. We'll see how that plays out. Right now, Tommy Kazaz brings it out of the final corner. He's tucked down. He's going to put his fist in the air any moment now. The checkered flags are out, and the national champion has taken yet another victory. Meanwhile, the battle for second. Here we go. Dutrasac is running in 2nd spot right now. Cameron Walker holding on to 3rd spot. Walker moves right up on his back wheel. He looks to the outside. No room. No room. Bauer moves to the inside. Dylan Bauer has taken the position away. Bauer on the number 40 machine. Dutrasac number 77. He's done it. Samuel Dutrasac, number 77, comes all the way from the back of the grid. He didn't even qualify for this national championship final, and he has taken 2nd position. And O'Leary settled that battle, ending up in front of Jordan Bauer, the 211 bike and the 210 bike, having a race-long duel, and Jacob Shawy-O'Leary ended up on the top of that one. But what an absolute thriller for second spot. Hats off to Cameron Walker, Jordan Bauer, or make that Dylan Bauer rather, and of course Samuel Dutrasac for putting on such a fantastic show for second. And subject to official verification, of course, it is Dutrasac that will receive second spot, and the number 40 machine of Bauer will take the final podium position.